Ryan, it's been a busy year.
Busy.
Thought we could just kind of reflect and see about the things that we've done, the things that were good, the things that were bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Busy year. Big busy
Well, we
year.
already said on the previous podcast how many times you've been out shooting in this busy year.
Aye. The busy year. I think it was the name. That was the name of the year. Busy year.
2024, the year of busy.
The busy year. What a year it's been. That's how we start the roundup, innit?
What a year it's been.
What a busy year here at Class4Kids.
Yeah, but you're not joking. I think like you really do. Everybody I've been talking to the last couple of days, you sit and look back. You need to be on the top of the mountain and turn around and look back and go, right, what's actually been done this year? Why don't we just literally jump out there, which is the office, and grab some folk, and you do some, I'll do some. We can just have individual conversations.
Let's go for it. So have Heather to, I'll use your Sunday name for the viewing and listening audience. 2024, we're here at the very tail end of it. What's 2024 looked like for you? Do we talk about the controversy or do we just talk about all the good stuff?
I would like to say the good stuff, but the controversy is what the people want.
It is the big cloud that's overhanging over this whole thing. Hev was getting grief on one of our tremendous YouTube shorts for talking about
I was
being
talking
an
about
empowered
health.
woman. Yeah,
I was talking about health and women's empowerment. So that just shows how not to speak to fellow women.
Yeah.
Because that is not empowering women or your neighbour. No, it
not
doesn't
on.
matter if it's actually doesn't have to be women. Everyone you should respect. And I was sharing some good advice, if I say so myself.
I was there. I heard you. I heard every single word and I believed every single word as well. We're talking about, obviously, if you haven't listened, I don't understand why not, or watched. Hev was on our side podcast at the club in October, where you talked a whole lot about a bunch of good stuff, and that was a really good episode. Good traction on the back of that. But what else? What else has 2024 looked like for you? You've had some new challenges in the past few weeks.
Are we talking?
Undertook.
And in Class4Kids at least. So I've been working with customer success, and we've been putting out a lot of content around growth, how to basically increase your revenue in your club. We've talked about a lot in our spaces, explored different areas, just helping our clubs and new clubs coming onto the system and how we're supporting them on top of our great support team as well. But for those customers that need a bit of extra support, or franchisees, like different sorts of clubs, we've been exploring. We've been to lots of events as well. So we're just kind of getting our faces out there as a kind of new team within Class4Kids. So yeah, just supporting our clubs, putting out content, doing a lot of fun planning for next year as well to do even more.
Nice. And you were at our very first Class4Kids dance event, the one that we hosted,
Yes.
Shake It Up. How did you feel that went? How did you enjoy the trip?
That was a lot of fun, yeah. It was good to see all the clubs coming together. It was good for us to have a wee section in there as well. Obviously speaking to our clubs as well about even the system. Some people had their laptops, so we could help them in person. So yeah, it was good. It was good to speak to them and be able to see the sort of impact that we are having on those clubs and the ones that aren't with us as well, that were there, and have a few join us as well afterwards was good.
Nice. And the last time we spoke to you, you were gearing up, you were in preparation for a CrossFit comp.
Yes.
What's the aftermath of that? How did that go? What did it look like? How do you feel?
Yeah, so I've done 2 since then. Good. I feel sore because it was only a couple of days ago, my last one. A lot of fun, a lot of fitness. Yeah, it was good.
Do it again? Looking forward to doing it again?
Yeah, in a little while. I'm going to take a little break and just do some fitness for a while and have fun with it, which is what we tell everyone to do, even our clubs. The kids should have fun. And I, as a kid, well, kind of a kid in CrossFit because I'm so new to it, I just want to have fun with it and get fit and strong.
So James, tail end of 2024, here we are. What did 2024 look like for you with Class4Kids, inside it, outside of it? Busy year for you?
Very busy, non-stop. Lots of customer visits, lots of events, and obviously you and I were on the road for the Future Coaches during the summer, which was an excellent trip.
It was very much so. We had Well, that was twofold because off the back of us got to see Ollie down at Sports Focus. We got him as a speaker for Future Coaches at the London event. So you and I have been road buddies quite a bit this year.
We have. Yeah.
Ollie was great. Future Coaches was really good as well to hit Glasgow, Birmingham, and London. But in on the back of that, we had some great speakers in as well. It's not out yet, but it will go out. You interviewed Robbie Halliday,
Who was also at Future Coaches.
Exactly, yeah. So how did all that go?
Yeah, fantastic. Done a couple of podcasts. We did one with Ollie as well.
That's right. So we did. Aye, that's right.
Following up, we're just getting podcasts and Future Coaches in. Obviously, not to forget with Rich, he did the full free events for us, as well as Keaton from Move Your Mind.
Yes.
And we met Lyndon down in Birmingham as well. So yeah, it's been non-stop. Lots of customer visits, loads of events. Too many to remember.
I know. The good thing about that is as well. The good thing about us getting to see these guys, and I always kind of put it in the caption whenever we post a video. But it takes it to that next level. See face-to-face interaction with the customers, building those relationships, just seeing them. Phone calls, emails are great, but having that interaction in person, it just makes all that wee bit of difference, I find.
Absolutely. I think since COVID, we're now seeing the shift where people want to go and meet face to face. It was convenient. It was easy, just jumping on a Teams Zoom call, 20 minutes, but you didn't really get a feel for, building a relationship. And I think getting back out to see our customers again is helping us do that and build better relationships moving forward.
2024, year in review. Sarah, how has 2024 been for you? Let's just get straight into the juicy stuff.
Probably the best year of my life, I'm not going to lie. I feel like as soon as I was 31 this year, as soon as you turn 30, everything just kind of gets better, I think. You have more clarity, you leave some of the negativity behind, you kind of focus on what's important. So 2024 was all about family for me. So I got married to my partner, Robert, hello, in June, which was great. We had a very small wedding so that we could make one of our dreams come true and go to Japan for our honeymoon. So we did that in November, fresh back, and it was great. Really trip of a lifetime, wonderful. So it's been a really, really good year for me so far. So far, there's still a month left.
So far, there's still loads, time left for it to all come crashing down.
Exactly. Divorce on the cards in December. So no, it's been really good. I think everything's been good with the team. Just to talk about work a little bit, we've been really focused, really working on automation and just making sure that we can make things as easy as possible for our customers, genuinely. We want them to use the software to the best of their ability. We want things to be easy because when it's easy for them, it means less inquiries for us. So it's easy for us. And, a lot of our customers have been on the system since the beginning, 7-8 years. So we know them and we want them to do well. We want their business to thrive. We don't want them to be worrying about using the system or anything going wrong. So I think we're really trying to work on making it as clear as we possibly can, building great relationships with our product and engineering team so we can get things done and we understand everything that's happening with the product. So yeah, it feels like a very focused, very good, productive year in the life of Sarah.
Nice. It sounds like that's set you up for a nice in into 2025. So I was just kind of it's been bubbling up and you're ready to go.
Anything could happen.
Tail the house down.
Anything could happen. It's a software company. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Only good things are going to, though. I'm going to put you in the hot seat right now.
Sure.
You lead a team of 4.
Yes,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I do.
Who's your favourite team member?
Who's my favourite team member? I don't have a favourite team member. Is the boring answer. It depends. And what they're all my favourite for different reasons. So it depends what you mean by my favourite. They all do different things. Sophie Swan is my energizer. She's great. We're both ADHD girlies who keep each other going and kind of amp each other up. Scott's a really nice source of comfort if you're having a bad day or you need help with something. He's the team bodyguard. He's great and he's very pragmatic. Danielle is literally the best worker you could ever have in your entire life and really a wonderful, wonderful, calm, great person to be around. Genuinely the loveliest, wonderfulest person who makes my life easier every day. And then Connor's my work BFF. He's great. He's great if you need a laugh, want some fun, and he's really supportive. So they're all great for different reasons. I genuinely don't have a favorite.
What a team.
I know.
What a team.
I'm so lucky there's no slackers.
That's who you, that is She's just described who you're talking to if you come into us looking for
Yes.
any sort of support.
They're
So
all
that's-
genuinely great people.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get Brian in the team, but I don't think I can afford him. So
I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying my
Yeah.
hardest. If there's one thing I'm great at, it's being
Customer
s-
interactions.
yeah, it's support.
Yeah, imagine. Be great.
So, you've spoken about your highlights. I want to hear a little bit more about this Japan trip. Do you have any personal highlights for that? We've spoken about this off the record.
Yeah, it's true.
I watched the movie last night about journalists. I'm all about that lingo off the record. You don't need to cite your sources.
Mhm.
Can you give us some of the highlights of that? Some of the highlights of your
Yeah,
trip?
for sure. Oh my god. Well, me and my husband are really into like anime and manga. So we went to the Studio Ghibli Museum, which is really fun. They show you like a short film you can only see at the museum. There's like 8 of them. You get shown one and it's not published anywhere else. So that's kind of fun. We really enjoyed that because we're huge fans. We both have Ghibli tattoos, so that was really fun. We did so many arcades and game stuff, and then obviously like going to Kyoto and going to the Moss Temple and the Golden Temple and just having a bit of relaxation was really nice. And the food was really good. Great ramen, great katsu, great everything. Although I don't eat sushi, so that was a wasted opportunity. Neither of us like sushi, so
You should have tried it.
nah. No, why would I waste money? I could spend that money on a crane game and possibly win a cuddly toy. So
Or
Didn't do
you
that.
could have had sushi in Japan and then came back with it. I only eat sushi in Japan.
yeah, I could be one of those people that nobody likes, where it's like this isn't technically sushi, because it wasn't prepared by someone who's Japanese. So no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it was really great. I'm really like dying to go back, but it's super expensive to get there.
So Sarah needs more money.
Yeah,
that's
pay
that's
rise,
the whole
hi,
conversation. Pay rise.
so that I can please go to Japan again. Thank you very much.
Knocking on the door of Mr.
Cheers.
Pay Rise, if you could answer, please.
Thanks, Brian. Got my back. Got
No
my back.
worries.
Brian Davidson too. He's great. Really, the best videographer in Scotland, maybe the UK, possibly the world. So
I would, yeah, I
that's
would.
on records. We love Brian. He's great. Also, you've been a great part of 2024, Brian. I didn't know Brian very well until 2024. He's great.
2024. Yeah.
2024. Our team love Brian. He's wonderful. He brings a nice energy. He sits with us sometimes. We talk about wrestling and food
Yeah.
and other arbitrary things, and it's nice. My team love you, so
Yeah.
thank you to Brian.
Duncan Ross, MD of the company. We've got the head honcho, the top dog, on the podcast with us for a few minutes. So can you just talk to us a little bit about your 2024, some of the highlights, some of the challenges that we've faced here? What's 2024 looked like for Class4Kids and for Duncan Ross?
Well, thanks for having me on, Brian. I do think this might be the first time I've been on one of your podcasts. I'm sure that's all to do with me and nothing to do with you, though, Brian. But I am willing and able if you ever need me. Of course, we'd love to talk about Class4Kids in 2024. It's been another wonderful year for Class4Kids. I'm sure you're not surprised to hear me saying
Not at
that.
all.
You're a big part of it, as is the whole team. And I think the success of the business is my fundamental focus. So if the business is doing well, I'm happy. If the people are happy, I'm happy. And I thought about how to describe the year, what would be a fitting way to summarise. And I came up with 3 Ps that I think are really important to us as Class4Kids. The first one is people, the second is process, and the third is our product. In no particular order, although I would say that we probably do put people first. So I'll start with that one. You know, we do live by the strapline, love life, love work, be you. And I think that's been evident again in 2024 at Class4Kids. We've brought in new expertise across the business and actually across the world, with colleagues joining our teams from Romania for the first time in our Go centres over there, proving that we can be a truly global business, which has been really exciting to see them integrate with the business and start to add value to what it is that we do for our customers and for this market. And as part of the Access Group, this is our 2nd year now, I think, with the Access Group. We've enjoyed festivals. The people have enjoyed our giving back days, so we have those days to give back to a charity of our choice, and that's supported at an HR level to make sure that people have time to give back to their communities that are important to them. And we've raised money for our chosen charities and had that matched by the company, which has been great to see. And it's not just been new colleagues that we've welcomed at Class4Kids. Our colleagues have welcomed new additions to their own families. We've had new bouncing babies across the business. And again, it's been great from my perspective to be able to support people through the paternity pay, maternity, whatever it is they need. So we've had both mothers and fathers enjoying their time with their new families, supported both financially and with job security. And we have people on leave right now, and we have people returning very soon from their leave, and that's really been great to see, and I welcome that every time. So to process the second of the P's, we're a very organised team, very organised business. We have to be with the number of customers that we have. And I was really proud, actually, of our team being awarded the ISO 27001 certification this year. It's a real hallmark, and it's a hallmark of our commitment to data security and professionalism in every interaction with our customer data and our business security. So that's been a real accolade for the business, and something which I'd like us to shout about more, because it wasn't easy. And then thirdly, to product, and without our incredible product, we wouldn't have any of the customers that we have. Our product is central to our business, and informs so much of what we do across all the other departments. We're always investing in the future of that product, and this year's been no different. We've released some brilliant updates right across the platform, I think notably in the communication space, with some great advances in our email feature, allowing our customers to communicate even more effectively with their customers, the parents. We've made improvements across the product to increase speed and security, which is hugely important given the scale that the business is at. And we've also laid the foundations for some pretty exciting stuff coming next year in the payment space. Payments is obviously fundamental to us and to our customers, and we want to do a lot more in that space. So some really exciting stuff coming up in 2025.
Absolutely.
So yeah, overall, been a great year for ClassForKids. We're off to our Christmas party this evening, where we have lots to celebrate.
Your first full calendar year at ClassForKids.
Yeah.
How has it been? What's been the ups? What's been the downs? Any dramas?
It's been great. It's been fabulous. It's been nice because I feel like I'm a good kind of I feel very comfortable in the team. Like I feel like I'm a key player now in the support team, which is nice. We've been doing lots of different stuff. We've been working on our intercom, making our service better. So we have been basically I've built this bot essentially that's for kind of automated a lot of the stuff that's on our side, very monotonous stuff. So now we've got this nice bot that does it, that I built, which is nice. And kind of just cleaning lots of stuff up. Obviously before we've been a startup, there's lots of stuff that we're like, this could be better, this could be more professional or kind of streamlined and stuff. So we've been doing that, which is nice. And yeah, just love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
You guys, you're quite a unique team in here, and that's no shade to other teams, but you guys merged really well, and these are all very much different parts of the same unit.
Yeah.
You can, because of your personalities, your interests, your sort of that sort of thing. You all mesh really, really well, and you've been I would say a welcome entrant to that team.
Thanks.
I can't think of the right word. Even though I was in the door 3 days before, they were like, that's what that team's been
they
missing.
needed, yeah.
That's what they've been missing.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I feel like it's nice. I think Danielle said there's a lot more hilarity now that I'm here, so I was like, thank you. That's great. And yeah, I think also, like you said, even in a work capacity, everyone has their own stuff that they're kind of good at. Obviously we have our manager Sarah, who's the brain, the main operation, the brains of the whole thing. And then Danielle's amazing. She does basically everything else. No, she does lots of stuff, and she's really good at the a lot of the guides she writes, a lot of stuff, a lot of the kind of training and everything like that. She trained me and Scott and basically everyone else in ClassForKids. Scott does a lot of operational. He knows how to get stuff he's good at being this is the processes, these are the legalities, and I think I work on my toes. I'm good at being I work well under pressure.
Right.
So I feel like when I go in, I'm like, I'll fix it. If everyone's freaking out, I'm like, it's done, kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good mesh. And
Nice.
Connor, of course, as well. He's our tech wizard. So yeah, I think it all works well. It all gels
Nice.
so far.
I don't know if this is a subconscious thing or just the way it goes, but that's the second time I've spoken to somebody for your team, and then there has been a brief pause, and then and Connor as well.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I feel like he's like, yeah, that's nothing, no slight to his personality. He's a very big personality in the team, but
Yeah.
sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, and but he's in between like both the tech in like product and support, so he's doing
Yeah.
like half and half. So sometimes he's like if odds 4, like me, Danielle, Scott, and Sarah are working on something, he's like working on something else. So, but he chimes in for all the hilarity and the fun.
Only person I know in the entire world who has a pie breakfast as well.
Crazy. 8:30 a.m. Scotch pie, and then he's like, I don't see what the problem is. Like, this is like insane. Like,
Insane.
yeah,
So
very
you've-
greasy.
You've also to pull the curtain back a wee bit. I've seen you very much outside of the UK this year.
Yeah,
Big travel guy. What's
big
been the
travel guy.
What's that been all
Huge,
about?
yeah, jet setter. I've been on so many holidays this year. It's amazing. I've been to, where did I go? I went to Vienna. I went to, well, this isn't outside the UK, but I went to Liverpool for my birthday. I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I saw all the Beatles stuff. I went on a little Beatles tour. I went to Oslo. I went to Berlin. I used to live in Berlin, so I was visiting friends there. And I went to Ireland. We did together. We went to see Amy from Dance Concepts. In Galway,
Yeah.
and it was great. It was good fun.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been on the back of that. I've been telling people grade A travel companion, Sophie.
Thank you. Thank you.
We had a couple of very long drives. Turns out there is a motorway, and it's not all just farm
Yeah.
roads.
Yeah, we saw some escaped cows
That's right.
that were on the way there. There was a lot of farmland, but it was a nice trip. It was great. I'm glad we went on the motorway on the way back though. That would have been
Mhm.
horrible.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
dark, but on the way there, lovely scenery, very green.
Here we are. This is the first time we've had two people on at the same time in the 2024 year in review in the club podcast. So we've got Joe Calvo, we've got
Hi.
Michaela Lawson. For the people who haven't seen you guys before on camera, I know Michaela, you're never on camera. You like to hide away in a wee corner. Very shy, very like a wee shy person that doesn't like to be on camera, doesn't like to have your voice heard. What's 2024 been like for you?
Full of camera time. It feels like I've been the spokesperson for ClassForKids. They'll turn this off when they see me here. They'll be like, not her again. 2024 has been challenging. And it has been full of surprises. My team has constantly surprised me as they've went above and beyond for all of our customers and advocated really, really hard for them. As I said, it was challenging. There's been times that, we've been thinking, oh God, how are we going to fix this? But my team has constantly pulled us through. So it's been really rewarding watching individuals shine and being able to manage them through that. It's been really great.
Nice. And one of your teams sitting right opposite right now, Joe Calvo, the man of the moment, Monday morning, Joe.
Yes.
Joe's
And a
the
coffee.
Joe's one of the many film recommenders of the ClassForKids office. Just last night, one of your recommendations, you spoke about it all last week, was Bonnie and Clyde with Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty.
Classic film.
Classic
Yes.
film. That's the meat and potatoes of Joe and I's conversations. So Joe, what has 2024 looked like for you?
Well, it's been good. It's been moving on. I'm trying to fit in my role better as far as searching out deals. And I'm rambling here. I have a tendency to ramble. I don't know why. But no, it's been a really good year. It's a really good year. I've been working. Just really loving working with my team. They're excellent. And Michaela is excellent at managing us. She finds us like a diamond in the rough, and she polishes us. So that's good. That's Connie. That's
Listen,
anyway, but
I'll take
a
it.
good year. A good year.
That's nice. Nice to see that there's positive things happening here at Class for Kids within the different teams. I barely get to see you guys other than coming over and having wee chats up with you and Big Jimmy. I've christened him. I've christened Big Jimmy. I don't know if he likes or hates that. Hopefully he hates it, but that's what we call him now. Aye, the tea gang, Joe and James. Anytime I see them, gone for cups of tea. So, what are you guys looking forward to in 2025 then? What's 2024 set you up for?
So, again, another challenging year. We're getting into so a bit of background on customer success. We're a very new team. We're still in our infancy. So this year has been all about bettering our processes and looking at how we can better serve our customers. So 2025 is going to be incredibly similar. We have really strong processes now, but it's just about tweaking them, and we've took a lot of learnings in 2024. So yeah, and obviously by the time this goes out, you will all know about our Stripe migration, where we're moving all of our customers onto new Stripe accounts. That's going to be massive for us as a business, massive for you as a customer, and it's going to really set us up for a better future where we can build things that will help you take payments and better serve your customers. So we've got a lot on. We're going to be very busy. Please pray for us. Yeah, we're going to have a lot on next year. So hopefully that brings in new talent, new ideas. And yeah, really looking forward to meeting the challenges with my team of gladiators.
Nice. That's next year though. That's way next year.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, we're at the 9th of December. We're hitting peak festive time. Christmas movies. Looking at you both. What we're watching, what have we been watching, what we're going to be watching over the next 2 weeks to get you right in that peak Christmas mood.
With me. Okay. Well, we're looking at A Christmas Story, which is good, a really good one. It's a Wonderful Life. The Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol, I should say.
Which one? Which Christmas?
The best one, the 1953 one.
All right.
No.
Yes.
So not a Muppets Christmas Carol, because I'm sorry.
No, Muppets is good, yeah.
That's the best.
But that's, Christmas Carol.
Don't shake your head. That's top tier entertainment.
Also, another one would be, did I say what Wonderful Life? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, claymation,
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
classic.
I did not expect to bring such a hot take to a 2024 year in review podcast episode, but I detest the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, what? Don't. I'm right. Goodbye, everyone.
There's only one scene in that, which is the snow drops onto the little guy who's
Yeah.
at the door of Ebenezer's.
To be fair, it's good. I've got a little boy. He's 3, so we're discovering Christmas kind of all over again. It's very healing to the inner child. So we've watched The Elf. So Elf with Will Ferrell. He absolutely adored that. He thought that was so funny, I wasn't expecting him to. We've been watching The Nightmare Before Christmas since July. He's obsessed. He loves that. I thought he would be scared of it. He's not. He loves it. And we've been watching The Grinch, both versions, the animated and the Jim Carrey one. He likes the Jim Carrey one better. So, but it's lovely. We watched Home Alone the other day, and he was so shook at the fact that Kevin was left home alone. And he watched the entire thing. So it's not so much a Christmas movie, but we watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids over the weekend. And again, I think that's just Christmas is not just Christmas movies, but about watching movies. You've got so much time. There's so much good movies on the telly. You get cozied up in the late nights. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying reliving my youth through Alfie.
Here we are. Once again, I've said this to every single person that's been on in the club 2024 year in review podcast, just catching up with everybody and as many people who will come on the podcast as we can get. So we've got Connor, we've got Scott, from our wonderful customer support team. Once we get Danielle in, that'll be a full house for the customer support team. Don't know how up for it she is, but we'll get the old college try.
Gonna get the complete set.
Aye, full set, full deck. Get a wee star for that. So, what has 2024 looked like for both of you guys? Whoever wants to go first can go first.
2024. I moved house. My daughter turned 8. I got new jeans,
Nice.
pair of Levi's.
Oh,
aye,
like
Levi's.
not just a regular, not just
Oh,
a
no,
way
no,
to
no,
cream
no.
up for a new pair of jeans, a new
Oh,
pair
no,
of
no, no.
jeans.
A new pair of jeans, like, as in, like, these better last me the next 10 years, and I'm going to be annoyed.
Was it the Beyonce advert that did it for you? Did that
It
push
was.
you over the top?
It was the laundrette. It did it. I was like, cool, buying a pair of Levi's then.
Aye.
Um,
Do you know, I was sitting in the house watching that one day, or in my mum's house watching that, and she pointed something out, and I've not been able to get over it. My mum goes, when she's taking her jeans off, she's like, where did her boots go? I was like, what? Because 1 minute she's full Levi's, pair
Aye.
of cowboy boots, next minute she's in socks.
I mean, it'd be quite hard to take the Levi's off without taking the boots off.
Well,
Do you know what I
aye.
mean? So maybe they're in the next machine.
Didn't happen on camera, so
It's on your eyes, it didn't happen.
didn't happen. What about you,
Fair
Scott?
enough.
Kind of the same actually. I moved home. Got my first flat.
Nice.
Roughly what would be about a year ago. So I'm cheating a wee bit, but it kind of ran over. Once everything's moved in. A lot of gigs.
I was about to say, what's been the gig highlights of 2024?
Gig highlights. You're really pushing me now. Pop punk band, The Story So Far. Seen them, one of my favourite bands. So it's the second or third time I've seen them, and they played SWG3. Just amazing. Really,
Nice.
really good night. Good fun. What else?
So is that like the best they've been? How would you rank their gigs from this time to against the last time you've seen them?
Definitely getting better. Sort of moved away from like higher energy stuff to more Oasis-y type performances.
Alright.
Not as much jumping about being silly. I think everybody's got to that point. They're like, I'm 30 plus now, so
Knees are too sore.
knees are getting sore.
Aye.
Nah, you've got to. See, it's a young man's game externally, but if you can internalise that, I've said this before, and I'm all elbows. So that's
Elbows
what
up.
Let
keeps
them know.
That's what keeps you young, aye.
Spinning like a Beyblade.
Too right.
Nice. Love it.
Aye. Jeans. I've moved away from jeans. Cargos now. So
Nice.
Well,
That's
a
right,
lot
you
of
are
pairs of
exclusively cargos. I don't think
I've-
I've seen you
I've
in
seen the
jeans
light.
in years.
honestly, revolutionary.
I've seen the light
So
and
good.
so many pockets.
So good.
What is in your pockets, but
Nothing. It's just comfort. I could
That's
have
a-
whatever I want. in
that's
my
a power
pockets, but
move.
That is.
My phone, my keys, whatever. It's all
I've
there.
not made that jump yet. I'm 99% of the time I'm a chinos man. So we've got jeans, chinos, cargos in here representing all three food groups. So
The big three.
the big three.
Aye. I do like aye, yeah. I like chinos, but jeans, man, you just can't.
A classic.
It's a working class thing, you know. Get a good pair of Levi's on you.
Good pair of Levi's.
Do some shipbuilding. Do some rivets.
That's what we do here, innit?
Aye. Aye. I built this table.
I'm forever hearing the rivets I've left in my pockets going in the washing
It's
machine.
a nightmare. That's what I did my last spell.
I go Mahama Beach in my house sometimes. But you guys were involved in some cracking games. You boys like your games. And we had Glasgow Wrestling.
We did. That was really good. We were prototyping these new board game. It was incredible, actually. Like how quick they had got it. Because we were saying it was like 6 months or something from then until now, and it played really well. Aye, so and it's risk-free wrestling.
I have with us Tracy It is McBain still, yes?
Yes.
It's just what in your emails, remember when we first transitioned to Across to Access?
I know.
What was it?
McBain Franks.
McBain Franks?
Yes.
That was odd.
But do you know what? I think it's, I could be a spy, I think, just with the variations on all my documents with different names.
Really?
Yes. But that's what happens. Like, I've been married for 20, I think we were just talking about this, Mark and I, 22, 23 years, crazy. And I never changed my name officially. And so I kind of just make things up. as I
Okay.
go along. So when the kids were younger, it was kind of nice for them to think that I had the same name as
Surname.
them.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So anything medical typically is Frank's, so that the kids and I are the same. And then other documents, sometimes it's McBain Frank's. And so that's
Maybe
what's
we
on my
are dealing
passport.
with a spy here. I mean,
Could be.
the
And
more I
that's-
think
it
about
could
it,
be. And actually, am I really an MI5 operative? So I've been here coming up for 7 years.
okay.
So started on the 18th of January,
Mm.
2018. I remember that very specifically. The weather was terrible. It was one of those periods when there was awful snow. But I remember coming in my first day, getting into Glasgow, and it was like there was as if there had been no bad weather.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Because
yeah.
you leave where you live and it's all nice and
And
snowy.
it's all high, like, oh my
Yeah.
god, how am I gonna actually brave it in?
How
and
do
you
they
get
always
there.
do that? Like you've got like New York films and the snow.
Yeah.
The snow's always really crisp, but it wouldn't be like that, would it? It would be like sludge.
Yeah, sludge, dirty sludge on
Dirty
the side
sludge
of the
everywhere.
streets. But I do remember my first day coming into St Vincent Street, and Nikki greeted me, and Duncan greeted me, and Dawn.
As you
So
walked,
I was
hello.
watching, and then Doug is like, KPIs, and
Oh, straight away, day one.
not quite day one, but it was great. It was great, just that sense of, we were a much smaller business then. I think maybe I was employee 11 or 12.
I love that you said numbers
Crazy.
as well.
And actually, no, I mean, it just and then I kind of put things into batches, which I just to humour myself.
Okay.
And so
Example.
I kind of think I was maybe, depends how generous I'm being. Sometimes I nudge myself into batch 2
Okay.
if I want to make myself sound a bit more with it. But maybe in reality, batch 3.
Okay.
So just
Very
kind of aligned to
So that was
times of
how
joining.
many years ago?
7.
7 years ago. Right. Okay. So fast forward to now
7.
to this year, because this is a bit of a recap on the year. How has 2024 fared for you now that Class for Kids is now part of the Access Group and everything's kind of went.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody, it's non-stop, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
non-stop, but it's growth. And the thing with growth is, we're very much aligned on that from a business perspective. We understand what it is that we're here to deliver. But I just see growth across everything and everybody. And if I think about back to 2018, to the people who were there now, to the people who joined us through 2019, 2020, all those years, if I think about them as where they started, and for the people who are still with us, and even the people who've come on the journey and have left, they are, the jobs and who they are so much more developed than when they started.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Oh no, I would agree. Yeah, particularly like being in that. I would say probably I was like the mid. I wasn't an OG, but I was like the middle.
Yeah.
There was a middle batch of
Yes.
and
What
watching
batch,
everybody.
What batch were you
I was
in? Stephen?
2020. I started and then we went into lockdown.
Yeah, of course, that's right. I
It was
remember.
very worrying.
I remember you came on the Christmas party, didn't you? Christmas
did.
party, and then
I did. It was very fun.
It was very
There
fun,
was.
but-
I think there's 3 people that I started with that are still here,
yes,
but every one of them
yeah,
has crawled up. Well, not crawled.
crawled.
Ran. Oh, well, I can't run. It's a
Grasped.
ladder I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Crawling and running
Yeah.
on ladders. Climbed.
climbed,
Is the word.
and developed. I
Yeah.
think it's development, and I think sometimes when you're in the moment, this is what I kind of think about life generally. When you're in the moment, you can often forget how far you've come.
Yeah.
But actually, if you just take the time to stop and look back and reflect, and it can be a year, as you say, or it can be a significantly longer period than that. But if you look back, I think for yourself and for others, then that kind of sense of personal growth and personal development is something that should never be underestimated.
I mean, that's ideal. A good way to wrap up this little catch up as well, because that's something that everybody can do.
Everybody can do.
And anybody listening, you can kind of take a look back. You might be in the weeds at times, and you might be in the thick of it. But yes, we've come a long way. We've come a long way with you at the helm most of the way. Tracy employed me, so everybody out there's got you to thank for the nonsense that they've all put up with from over the last few years. But thank you for catching up with us at the end of 2024.
No.
You are our designer here at Class for Kids, but you're also the designer for a different team now, which wasn't the case at the beginning of this year, but now is. So there's a story of a year for you. You've transitioned from Class for Kids into central creative team.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Access. Yeah.
How is that, and how did that come about, and are you enjoying it? Tell all.
Tell all. I first met the creative team in January.
Right.
When the marketing team went to Nottingham, was it?
That was in January, wasn't it?
Yeah, last
Jeez,
year. Or this year.
Wasn't that like right back from Christmas? No, like you're going down south.
Yeah, right at the start of
okay.
the year. And then when I met the team there, I just thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to kind of move into like a new team and see, like, kind of get more, I don't know.
But more, I mean, you get
like a variety of projects.
You get to work across everything now, because we obviously still get to use your designer, or use your skills. Use you seems a bit wrong, but also you're working on multiple things right across the Access group.
Yep, all different divisions.
What within those things, not Class for Kids, what have you managed to get your teeth into? You were like, I really like this.
I quite like the hospitality. It's quite fun. I like cooking and stuff, so I like all that sort of industry. So I think that'd be quite cool.
So looking back at your 2024, what are some of your kind of biggest learnings you think you'll take into 2025? Like either processes or like creative things that you've seen from other departments or other creatives that you think, oh, that would be something that I can implement in my work going into 2025. Do you have anything that rolls off the top of your head with that sort of thing?
I think comparing like from how I previously worked ClassForKids, the new, like my new team's more like, especially because there's more designers and there's more like people doing animation and stuff like that. So then it's kind of it's like there's more of an environment to bounce ideas off each other, but also in a way like that's like relative to your like industry, if you know what I mean, like your skills. So if like we're not like shy for feedback, and that's always open. Like in your, like that sort of like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?
It was interesting, Ardy, because you're working on something just now that we briefed in, and you I said this to you already, but you held a kind of mirror up to it, because I was like, oh, it's just got to be this logo.
Yeah.
But you're like, yeah, but what else and where else and blah blah, like 10 other questions that I'm like, fully appreciate. You need to know the answer to these to move forward with this.
Yeah.
Whereas at the beginning, it's kind of like, oh, I'm just asking for a logo. Oh no, I'm not really.
Yeah,
I'm asking for something that might have to be used, and this on print and digital. It might need to be animated. So it's all really interesting stuff that you feed back that you've obviously learned along the way as well.
Yeah, and those sort of projects as well are good because they can be planned in that they're like staggered.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, the first part is just the logo, or like exploration of logos, and then it's like the next bit we're going to see how that works, and then we want stand designs. You know what I mean? So it could be all like split up, and then it's all like planned in. That's how a few other people do it. So then you've kind of got the stages, and you're kind of working to something each time rather than it just being one massive project, and then you're kind of like freaking out to kind of get it all done at one time. Like you can kind of stagger it, and then it's over the course of like maybe like 2 or 3 months. And it means as well there's like room for feedback. So you're like, well, there's one round of feedback, and then you can get that, and you can get it by like say from multiple people, and the team as well. Like even I'll have like a round of feedback that I can send to like the other designers, see what they think before I send it to stakeholders, which is good.
Well, I just wanted to wrap up with, because I was going to ask you your kind of proper highlights of the year. It's not a highlight, maybe it might be for you, but it's one thing you got to go to that we didn't, which was the Access Festival.
So that
was good to explain that a little bit. Yeah, Big Fab Fest.
I got to see Natasha Bedingfield.
Awesome.
She has guns.
Razorlight.
Razorlight. Yeah, they were decent as well.
I'd have went straight for Razorlight. That would have been the cooler.
But Natasha Bedingfield was like a dark horse. And I mean, you didn't expect her to be class.
And she was right good. Yeah.
She was amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. And that was a good opportunity. Did people from the creative team and all that go there as well?
Yeah, that was kind of actually one of the first times we actually hung out, because we all worked remotely. That was kind of one of the big times where we all were there.
That's a really good thing for the company to do. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if they're going to do it this coming year in 25, but if not, then it'll be.
I think it's 25.
The big break.
Big break again.
That might be fun. That might be fun again. Back to Barcelona.
Aye.
Back to Barcelona, and we'll leave it there. I think. Thank you very much, Christopher.
Thanks for having me.
For being on the podcast, and have a good 2025.
Thank you. You too.
We've got more than one thing in common, and we're going to start with the obvious. This is Colin, and we are both wearing really nice wintery woolly jumpers.
Yeah, Christmas jumpers are out.
Boiling in here today, though.
Is it? It's been freezing recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, were you in this morning?
No.
It was very hot. Duncan's like, yeah, he's on the rampage. When our heating, there's anything wrong with it, we have to get in touch with London,
Yeah.
which is very weird. If
Yeah.
anybody can help with that, please get in touch.
Send help.
Send
Yeah.
help. But we've got this in common, and the other thing we've got in common is we both started the same day.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
And we are now the only, not that would have killed everybody else, but
Yeah.
that day I think about 7 folk started.
Yeah.
And we're the last of them.
Damn, that's
What
crazy.
have we done to deserve this?
I know. 5 years in
5 years in January.
January. Yeah.
So it's been a long 5 years.
It has. It has and it hasn't. It feels like it's been dead. Short. Like it's been a bit of a whirlwind. but yeah.
Whirlwind's
Yeah.
definitely right. I mean, because we started in January 2020,
Yeah, right before COVID.
right before COVID.
Yeah.
So probably like me, immediately we were like, we're not going to have a job long.
Yeah.
Because we worked for the kids activity sector and everything seemed to shut down like
Yeah.
that, obviously.
Yeah.
So that was a worry. But
Yeah.
we've kept on keeping on and we're through it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And yeah, it's a crazy place.
It is.
ClassForKids. For those that are prepared to strap in and survive. How have you felt the last like years gone? How's it been like? And not into specifics about your like different projects and stuff, but just how the company's kind of continued to go in your respect.
I think it's always hard. My concept of time over years, like it feels like yesterday and
Yeah.
a long, long time at the same time. I think over the last year, it's been another year of growth.
Another
I think.
year of growth.
Yeah.
I don't. Do they ever stop the growth?
Yeah, it never stops.
Never
It never
stop.
stops. Yeah, growing and going. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been I'm in the RevOps team, so
Yes, you
it's
are.
a lot of fun data stuff. So we've unlocked a few things that have allowed us to do a lot more data
Yeah.
analysis, which
Brilliant.
is I'm taking this in the most boring possible
No, that's
aspect
it's
here.
the
but-
absolute route to go. Like, you know, it's what you.
Yeah.
But I think that that's enabling the entire company
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
a lot more. Even like in my space, when we're kind of there's a bit of data mining required when we want to go into marketing campaigns. And
Yep.
we're going to go to this location. What can we expect here?
Yep.
And like it all kind of tails right back to you guys and your team. There's only 3 of you. Is that
Yeah,
right?
Only 3 of us.
Three people juggling this entire
Yeah.
company.
Show
Well,
up to
give
the
them a round of
RevOps
applause.
guys. Yeah.
Aye. So, what single like? I don't know if you'll be able to name it. Is there a process or a new thing that he's introduced that you're like, that has really helped change everything? And are we able to talk about it on camera?
Yeah, it's one of those. I feel like we make new processes like every day or new solutions to
Yeah.
different problems. Even something we do sort of like a few months ago, we'll look at it again and be like, is this still valid? Do we need to
Right.
look at this again? Do we need
Continually
to?
evolving.
Yeah, exactly. So nothing really sits still for long. There's not many things that were say put in place in January that are still exactly as they were. They would have been changed a few times. So yeah, it's always changing. It's always evolving, always growing.
I mean, right across the business, we're getting similar answers, which is it's always changing.
Yep.
We spoke to Hayley from marketing. Well, she's the GTM manager now, and it's about we always enter the year thinking we've got a solid plan. And we do have a plan, particularly for the last 2 or 3 years. We've had I know what I'm doing in January, and I know what I'm going to be doing right up to December.
Yeah.
The plans still remain in place, but there's multiple layers constantly added across
Yeah.
it because of the industry we're in. We are an industry that's we've got competitors. We're also an industry that changes often, and it's as such just a continually evolving
Yeah,
pivot.
Yeah, I think like when we're always looking at stuff like goals, we always look at what's like, not that we don't plan for the long term, but because things are changing so often, it's almost always the short term. It's like, how do we make this look
That's
good for the
interesting.
next
Yeah,
month,
yeah.
6 weeks,
I
2
think
months?
what I'm taking, like in the event space, I kind of need to know where I'm going to be because you
Yeah.
book these well in advance.
Yeah.
But I'm now just starting to look at things in a very access way in quarters and
Yeah.
just go, right, okay, yes, I know I'm going to have to book things here, but let me just focus on this because something's going to change here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and then I can adapt it more if I'm not fully
Yeah,
planned.
exactly. Especially in events, there's always that one thing that doesn't go right, and then you can relax.
It
Yeah.
always happens to us. I'm not kidding. Right, okay. Back on to like more jovial talk. This is going out at the end of the year. This will probably hit, I think, between Christmas and New Year. But we can still talk about Christmas. So, what is your go-to Christmas film?
Oh, Jingle All the Way, easy.
Right, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Right, okay. No, that is good. I've not seen that in years. Mega Man,
Yeah.
Ultraman.
It's really bad. I've not seen it in ages either.
Oh,
It's,
and it had Haley Joel. Had
you
Sixth
put-
Sense
you-
kid.
You put me on the spot. What is the name of the guy? I'm not going.
I'm sure it's Ultraman.
It's something man.
Yeah.
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
There we go.
We're in between it.
Yeah.
But it's Haley Joel, isn't it? The guy.
Yeah.
I see dead people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. That's a good one. We watched. What did we watch? Deck the Halls
Oh yeah.
with Matthew Broderick and Danny
I've not
DeVito.
seen it, I've not seen it.
I'd never seen it, and I think it's pretty old. I thought I'd seen all the films. It was fairly good, but mine is always and always will be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
You seen it?
No. Not even heard of it.
Right, this is going out after Christmas, but you need to watch that. It's on Prime.
Okay.
Right, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Here we have Call from the sales team. Call's never been on anything I don't think we've ever done. Maybe some of the social stuff, no?
Some of the social stuff, yeah.
Okay.
But never like a proper like podcast
No,
or anything
proper
like that,
lighting,
and
proper cameras.
proper lighting, no events or anything like that
No.
as of yet. So
No, well, I
no.
hope to change that.
I know. It's like
pushed to
it
change
seems
that.
to be whenever there is event, I'm always on holiday.
And you're always somewhere fancy on holiday.
I always am.
Where were you last on holiday?
I think it was, I can't remember. I've been on so many. Zandvoort for the F1.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So that was the last
is
time I
that,
was
is that
away.
in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
My
so
friend used to live there.
we stay in
Zandvoort.
Amsterdam, but Zandvoort is just on the sea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's,
But it's so efficient there. Like they
Right.
run everything really, really smooth.
he was a mechanic. He moved out there to be a mechanic for a couple of years, and that's where he stayed. Because we thought, you in Amsterdam? He's like, no, I think he called it Zandvoort, but it's Zandvoort. It's
You know what? It might be pronounced that, yeah.
Well,
so.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
My friend is a bit thick. He doesn't work here, so it's all good. Right, okay, so, but before that, I'm sure one of the events I was asking you about early in the year, were you not like, oh, I've got to go, were you not in Dubai?
The Maldives.
The Maldives?
Yes.
That's fancier than Dubai.
So I go there with my family, like sometimes, and not always to the Maldives, but go on holidays with my family, and
Nice.
they pay for those ones. So lucky for some.
Very
'cause
lucky for some.
If it wasn't that way, I would not be going.
Okay. Did they take, like, close friends or colleagues?
No, unfortunately not. No. But it's really nice. Obviously, just I've moved out this year, got my first flat. So
Ooh. Right, let's dig a
Um,
bit more deeply into that. Right, so
Yep.
what age are you?
I'm 22.
22. You should have moved out years ago.
23 next week.
23 next week.
Yeah, on
Okay,
Tuesday.
and you moved it into a flat.
Yes.
How far from the home you grew up in?
So 8 minutes away exactly.
Right. Okay.
That's the fastest I've done it in the
Right.
car.
And that was to
Um,
get your washing done.
That was to get my washing done. Yeah. No, I've been doing that myself to be fair. But I just wanted somewhere. I felt like it was time to move out.
Yeah.
And but I wanted to be close to the family as well.
Well, that's
'cause
good.
we
You
all
seem like
are.
a close family.
Yeah,
That's
we
cool.
all are. Like genuinely, my grandparents, my parents, and all our kind of cousins and stuff like that live within probably a proximity of 20 minutes of each other.
Right,
So,
okay.
me moving away to Liverpool as I almost did last year probably would have been a little bit of a disruption. to
Really? So that was on the cars, was it? Was that you were going to move?
So I was debating it just last year or the year before I joined, when I obviously met my kind of girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, she's from Liverpool.
She was from here, but she moved to Liverpool to work with Lululemon.
Oh, right. Okay.
But it was a bit kind of in between, and then we decided it would be best if she came back. All her friends are here, so she's now moved in.
Liverpool's a great city, though. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's really
Absolutely
nice.
love
Yeah.
it. Well, so you've been here now 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, how many months?
So just over a year and a half.
Really?
I
Jeez,
think about that, yeah.
Right. Oh, the time in here, honest to goodness.
We're just coming up to it.
That's a lot longer than I thought, but I'm just like, pretty much everyone we spoke to has said, when you said, well, what's your highlight of the year? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I've not had time to stop and think. And it's the way I feel about people in here. It was the same with Sophie. Sophie's like, I've been here nearly 2.5 years or something. Like, what? I literally remember going, hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's very, very strange. What would you say then, right, over your time here this year? Maybe it's a customer you've brought on. Maybe it's just something that you've done. Maybe it's a night out with the team. What's been a kind of highlight of yours?
See, that I'd probably have the same reaction to everybody else. I don't know if I've really had time to pinpoint a specific highlight.
Okay.
I think this year has been, I mean, it's as every year does, it has its ups and downs, but just I think more than anything this year, the biggest highlight for me is how kind of close the team have been together.
Yep.
And I think that's really positive. I think like obviously building that, it obviously reflects on then customers as well when you're speaking to them. and just learning about kind of different industries as well. So we obviously don't just work with football, or we don't just work with dance, we work with kind of everybody across every industry.
Yep.
So having that insight into not just how one club runs, but how each individual person runs has been really
And
good as well.
What their terminal. This was my first couple of years here. Was the understanding. Yeah, we've got 5 different types of customers.
Yeah.
It's a very different business mindset to have. So you need to learn how they speak, what they call it, because you can't call a dance school a dance school. Oh no, you do
like
call it a dance school or an academy. You can't. It's
That's
not a
it,
club.
yeah.
It's not
No,
a club.
yeah.
And then there's all these different languages that in marketing we need to try and learn for all the
Yeah.
different verticals, as we call them. So you've been in a learning process with that. Was this your first sales role?
So no, I worked for 4 years at kind of like an outbound sales company,
okay.
Kellyverde, who worked with different clients. But this was my first kind of end-to-end sales role.
Right,
So
okay.
in terms of actually speaking to the customer, booking in a demo, then actually taking the demo and kind of bringing them on board with ourselves as well, and passing them over to the obviously activation team as well. So, but it's been good.
Good. And you're looking forward to next year?
I am looking forward to next year.
When do you
looking forward to
finish?
Christmas.
This will go out between Christmas and New Year, so it'll be the 28th. So you're finished by that point.
Yes.
But when do you finish for Christmas?
I finish right at the end, so the 24th.
24th. Oh,
I'm
that's
working
good.
all the way up. I've used all my holidays to go to Maldives,
Aye.
all Dubai, all these other things.
Used them all up.
But yeah, I finish up on the 24th, and then back in from the start again on the
Sixth.
second.
Second. Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Need to get those leads.
You need to get those leads. Well, you heard it here first. If you're phoning at that time of year, it's going to be call that you're going to be speaking to,
Yep.
or he'll be phoning you. Haley and I have known each other now for 4 years.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Maybe a bit more. That's right. You were an OG. We spoke earlier on to Tracy,
Yes.
who was almost an OG.
Tracy didn't witness the first year of Class for Kids
No.
that I did.
Yeah, we've heard a lot about that first year.
Yeah, I like to describe it as 5 people in a box room for a
Okay.
full year. The office didn't have any running water.
Amazing.
I had to share toilets with. I mean, I'm it's sounding as if it was from the 40s. No, it was really good. So actually, to go from like that level of startup for
Yep.
like a full year, and then into a new office, Tracy coming on board, and it just grown and grown to what it is now, has been amazing. 'Cause
Yeah,
I've
'cause
been
you
here for 8
started with
years.
8 years, right? Okay,
8
yeah,
years.
because Tracy's what she was saying 7, so that would make complete
Yeah.
sense. 2024 Class for Kids. How has that been for you?
A whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
And it's funny because when you grabbed me 2 minutes ago to
2
say
minutes ago.
you're
That's,
getting,
that's how we roll in here.
you're getting asked to be on the podcast and talk about 2024, my mind kind of freezes. Like I go into like I don't know what's happened in the last year, but I
Yeah.
think that's like representative of how fast we move in here.
I don't know what happened last
It's-
week.
We pivot. It's just chaotic, but in the best way.
Yeah.
Because we're just trying to do so much, and so much of it we do actually get done. But if you're to ask me how was 2024, I couldn't tell you anything that happened 2 months ago because of how fast it
I know
we're
what you mean.
moving.
I completely know what you mean. There's things that I'll tend to use my phone, right, as an almost like a place marker.
Yeah.
Because anywhere I go, we'll end up taking photos. So I'll be like,
Yeah,
when was
that's a good
that?
point,
And I'll kind of scrolling back. Well, that was that year, that month.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It's like it's a mile a minute. And particularly like our market changes all the time. Go to market,
Well, exactly.
so we need to move with that. It's always been the same, and I always thought 1 year we will be able to plan everything. And and the thing is, guys, we do plan as much as we possibly can, but inevitably there's changes in everything we do.
Yep, and not just the things that we're doing, the people as well. Like our marketing team, we've had to. I mean, it's just constantly moving. I mean, it's people going off having kids, isn't it?
We've
But
got
we're
2
welcome
right now, as of time of as at the end of the year.
Yep.
We've got 2 off. Nicole about to have a baby.
Yes.
Rebecca just had a baby.
I know.
And
Little
this is me
Noah.
just announcing it. Rebecca had a baby. I won't say. I won't. Yeah. Oh, did you just say the
I
name?
just said the name. Sorry.
Noah.
Noah.
Welcome, Noah. He will one
Little
day be
baby
on the
Noah,
podcast.
He's adorable.
Yeah, and so they're off to now. So we are in flux and
Yeah,
team as
and
well.
Seema's coming back, so we've got someone coming back in the new year as well. So, like, that's been great though, and I think what I've found is just how welcoming we are.
Yep.
How tight our processes are now, because it hasn't felt as, I don't want to use the word painful, but for anyone new coming in, having to introduce them to our way of working, the people,
Yes.
the culture, all of that, it hasn't felt as pained. I don't know if it's because we're getting so practiced in it, or it's just because we're improving what we do.
Definitely, I think that like we were given such a, I mean, it was a gift to be able to almost make the way that this team worked.
Yep.
But what's good when people externally come in, maybe a year or so ago, they were a bit like, "What are you doing and why are you doing it that way?"
Yep.
I think we're so up to speed with the industry and locked into
Yep.
industry standard ways now that people can just go, "Okay, so right, yeah, that's the practice I've been using," and we can
and I actually
plug
think
and play.
that's what's helped being part of Access. Actually,
Yeah.
is having everything standardised and like a set way of doing things. And yeah, no, I think that's helped massively. Even like getting to standards like this ISO accreditation, like when we think about, you know, all the other sort of systems and platforms out there, like nobody's at that level yet. So I think we just been part of Access, like we're having to level ourselves up, upskill, and get to that standard. And it's just meant actually now looking back that there's so many things that we did before that's easier now, like just because we're.
Right. Well, I think we used to do a lot of stuff with sellotape, and now we've got. Like,
I mean, there's still
now
elements.
Now we've got like there's a bit of sellotape kicking about the place.
Yeah. So it's been good. Yeah. When I think back, it has been positive.
And you've had in the personal space quite a year because you've been moving house, but not just moving house, building a house.
Well, not building a house. Yeah, I bought a house in October of 2023.
Right.
So actually, it's been kind of 13, 14 months of renovations, but I'm finally moved in.
Excellent. Have you got a tree up?
It is up, yes.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing that actually I say that, but I have went mad in the fairy lights outside just to make it look a bit festive outside.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a full year of staying at my parents'.
Which is great at our age. Well, not my our age. I'm so much older than Hayley. I just thrown you like a whole 10 years on you there.
Yeah. No, it's been great, and I've been appreciative of all the support in that space, but it has been a year in your house shit.
But has it not been a year of I've done your washing, here's your dinner?
Yeah, no, it has. I can't say that it hasn't. So, yeah, so a wee shock to the system after a year of having everything done for me to go back to independence.
Well, you're independently entering 2025.
I am.
And I hope it all goes well for you. I'll be sitting right beside you a lot of the time.
Yes,
but
you
thank you
will.
very much, Hayley.
Thank you.
How have you found the last year at ClassForKids? And you can speak freely and candidly.
It's been. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find the best. Like, I can't use like a one sentence to describe it. And
No,
it's
you can use multiples.
uh,
We've had a lot
it's
of
been,
ups
it's been,
and downs and all
yeah,
arounds.
You're right, and it's like it's been amazing. Like if I'm saying like honestly, it's like fairly like there's a new industry I've joined in my career,
Yes.
and like I have like skilled up a lot since I joined the team. Like there's lots of like cross department kind of engagement.
You seem
and, like,
to be
works.
involved in so much. That's what the term I was going to bring up was cross departments. You seem to go from sales, marketing, RevOps. You're right across everything.
Kind of. Yeah.
I think you need a team. Hey, she needs a team.
Give me a team.
And how do you find that then? Because a lot of it, like, it's only in the last, I would say, 6 months when I've been dealing with you and really asking for a bit of data mining and things like that, that I've appreciated how across everything you absolutely are. But I mean, you've become pretty essential, which is a good position to be in. Again, team. To everything. How you enjoying that side?
I like honestly I enjoyed it, and that's because I feel like one thing I love a lot is like it's called like what's it called like problem shooting, like fixing issues and problem solving things.
Yeah.
So like I love the sense like when people come to me and ask questions, and like even if I don't know at the first place, I'm just like, give me 2 seconds, let me figure out how it works.
Yep.
And like bring the answers to people and be like,
But then that's then that's another feather in your cap. That's another learning. So that's what you're saying. You feel like you're solving these problems, but on the way that you're learning and upskilling yourself.
Exactly. It's like I think that's like I knew nothing from the beginning, and
that's not what you said at your interview. Did you hear that?
Yeah, just like with these like question being asked kind of thing, you're like kind of like force yourself to like find the answers. Like someone needs to know the answer, and answers is it's somewhere, and
You just need
Well,
to find
if anybody in here has the answers, that's the thing now. It's like that should be the if there is a department, the name should be the answers. Because I just see everybody coming to you now for answers. I think you've definitely carved out a space in here that was absolutely needed for
Yeah.
a start. You can imagine if we did, like, but imagine, right, we had none of this in place. These, like, even the workflows and all that you're
Yeah,
involved in,
like
and the kind of,
automation,
none
yeah.
of that was in place. When we were a
Yeah.
start-up, you know, it was quite like, okay.
Thanks, Angie, for
Yeah, yeah.
getting the structure.
Yeah. Oh, and do you know what? Angie gets a shout out. She was
Yeah.
always fighting that corner. She was always there as kind
Yeah.
of a solo doing that. But it's amazing to see it all kind of finally come together.
Yeah.
And to kind of just us be able to track things the way that we're tracking them.
Yeah,
Now. That's what
yeah.
I would come to you for, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we tracking that event? Yeah, Leeds, is that
Yeah,
okay?
I was like, nah. we need to do this. Yeah.
But just having all the dashboards you build for all the campaigns so that we're able to improve upon ourselves. So you are learning and growing and becoming a better version of you all
Yeah,
the time. And
exactly.
by doing that, you're helping us become a better team because we're learning from mistakes that we make through you and your data analysis as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the more I say this is I think this might be a pitch for a new position or role for Shinsen because come on. Hey, hope they're listening. So what will you do over this will go out between Christmas and New Year? What will you do over the next coming weeks when you're going to have a bit of downtime?
Do you mean like during the holidays
yeah.
period? Like what am I doing during like Christmas holiday?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do nothing.
Yeah,
Like that's
very
like
nice.
that's like the like my ideal kind of holiday look.
We're sitting here with Lee Masterson, who is my manager, and in fact manages this entire department.
Yes.
Yes.
This whole joint.
Yeah, how do you feel about that these days?
How do I feel about it? It goes by so quickly.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even aware I'm managing.
Everybody that we spoke to said that things happen so quick that it's only when you turn around and kind of reflect and go, God, look what we've done, and the amount that we've done over like the course of a year.
Yeah, it's very tricky. Like I should actually keep a diary, I think.
Yeah. Well, you've got your nice wee notepad now.
So I do.
Yeah,
I do.
we've
Where
just
is
out
it?
of a
You got-
meeting.
No,
Oh,
it's
you've not got it with you.
Not here yet. Just ordered it.
Yeah.
Did you use Amazon?
No, not mine. Yours, I'm saying.
Oh, my iPad.
Ah.
Right. Okay.
What did you think it was meaning the notepads that we've
I
ordered for
picked
merch?
notepads, yeah,
No, we've ordered
ordered
lots of merch for the start of next year, which is going to be good. This will go out in between Christmas and New Year.
Right.
So we're looking back across this year and reflecting on how the year's been. Can be ups, can be downs, can be ins, can be outs. But yeah, how do you feel that your contribution to Class for Kids and Access, how do you feel about that this year?
I feel like I have learned a lot this year.
Mhm.
So obviously I have really only been ahead of marketing. Is this how many years have I been ahead of marketing
The
now?
second.
This is my second.
Yeah,
so the
because
2
I only know
years-
because when we're talking to everybody else, the likes of Melly and Shinsen,
Yeah.
they're like Brian's only 2 years in the door.
Wow.
And you were the head of marketing when he joined, weren't you? Yeah.
Oh my god, they've stolen my life. Well, like I know, like so 2 years head of marketing, and I wasn't a head of marketing before, so obviously it was a brand new role for me. So this is the first year where I suppose I have felt fully in the role.
Okay.
Also, there's been a lot of change, lots of babies.
Lots of babies?
Lots of babies.
Yeah, we've addressed that as well. Don't know what's happening in our team, but it's
Are we
very.
just all the same banter?
Oh, no. This is different. This is higher class than Shinsen's.
Yeah, lots of babies. I don't know what's going on. I avoid any kind of tap water to make sure it's not catching. But lots of babies, lots of change. But I think that we're leaving the year in a good place.
Yeah.
I am excited about next year. I think we've got lots of like connections to
Oh,
make.
connections to make.
Lots of connections to make.
Partnerships to forge.
Lots of partnerships. You're right.
Mhm.
Relationships to nurture and leads to get.
Yeah, leads to get. I mean, that's it. It's the brass knuckle facts is we'll be chasing leads.
Yes,
the whole year, but in the creative way that we do it, it's entirely
Creative
up to
way.
us.
And yeah, and the big thing is like having fun along the way.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, good.
always
So that's what you want to hear
the
from your
objective.
boss before you go off for Christmas.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I like that. Okay, what is your go-to Christmas film? Christmas will have passed, but I still want to know.
Oh my goodness. Who will go to? I don't really have one. Let me think about this. What's been on Netflix recently? I do watch Amazon Prime and other channels as well.
Yeah, well, we watch them all. No one is endorsed unless you want to sponsor us.
Oh man, it has to be Home Alone. I think that would be it. Or Beetlejuice, although I know that's not a proper Christmas film.
No.
There's
not even a hint of Christmas
I
in
watch
it?
it at Christmas.
Okay, are you thinking maybe of...
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, okay.
Tim
You can cut
Burton
that as
vibes, right?
Tim Burton.
That's yeah.
Nightmare
I do
Before
yours.
Christmas?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How did you know?
You're a nightmare before Christmas. Okay, very lastly, go-to Christmas song.
Mariah.
Really?
Yes.
You one that's got it on from the minute it's December 1st?
Not purposely, I don't have to. Just
Yeah,
switch on
it's
the
just
radio
always
and
on.
It's always on.
It's always on. Like you put it on a radio channel. Okay, we had somebody in an office that I used to work in that would literally sing it. Like she was very good at singing, but it would come the 1st of December and she'd be like, "Mine."
Okay.
And you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. No, that's too early for me, but it is the one.
Well, I hope you get to hear plenty of Mariah and
Thank
that
you.
you watch Beetlejuice.
Yes.
We are very privileged to be sitting here with Melly, who is part of the marketing team. Melly, welcome onto the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You
It's
are
a
very welcome.
pleasure and a privilege.
We have wanted and tried to get you. He's been elusive, but we've got him. We've been trying all year to somehow get you tied up to get. I only had to. How many drinks did I have to buy today? 3, was it?
Yeah, I think it was 3. Yeah,
3 old fashions.
Yeah,
And then he's here. Obviously not. But
no, Boulevardiers.
Oh, yeah.
you
Huh?
remember?
Oh, what was it called?
Boulevardier.
That's right. So
Yeah.
it was a cocktail consistent of.
Martini, orange, and I think whiskey.
Oh, right. Okay.
I
yeah,
may
yeah.
be wrong. I
It
wouldn't
wa-
take
that
my
was
word
nice
for it,
though.
yeah.
So that was the one we had the
It
other day.
was.
We were on a planning day last week.
Yes.
We went on a marketing planning day to a nice kind of hipster joint, I would call it, Vega, which had a disco lift.
A disco lift. Yeah.
Explain the disco lift.
How do you explain the disco lift? You have to experience it. Like you
Yeah.
can't explain the disco.
We'll
lift.
try. I'll try and get it put
Yeah.
onto the socials so that people can
You
see
should
the disco
record
lift.
your next episode there.
That's the whole thing of the disco lift. Melly, you've been with us now how long?
Since March.
March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November.
Is
9
it
months.
9 months.
9
yeah.
months. Oh my goodness.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, you could have had a baby in that time.
I
Some
guess.
have.
Actually, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Our little world has been falling apart with everyone leaving us.
It's been
too.
it's been a falling apart, build back up. In
Yeah.
fact, that is it's quite an interesting thing for you and your team because it's a lot around your team's quite been different and changed from when you first started.
Yeah.
And how have you found? Obviously, there's a lot of change involved in your year this year. How have you found the year in general? It doesn't need to be about specific projects or anything, but just Class for Kids in general. And you can say crazy and things because the place is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very eventful year. Actually, I was just telling Brian I got this job when I was in Japan.
Right.
And I had my first call with HR when I was in Vietnam, actually, and I was really nervous because my internet connection wasn't really stable.
Okay.
But it went fine, and I was supposed to have my first interview when I was in Kyoto in Japan.
Okay.
And then Lee canceled last minute, and I'd spent the whole day like stressing in the hotel room, like not going out, not doing anything. And then after that, like I traveled to I think 3 other locations.
Was there a reason for the cancellation?
Her train was cancelled.
Ah,
At least that's
Lee.
what she said.
Okay.
But I didn't hear back from her for days. So like you can imagine how
Yeah.
like stressful it was for me because I was certain they'd found someone else.
Okay.
And that kind of ruined my holiday, but like in the end
I think we owe you a
did get the
holiday.
job. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Lee said she owes herself a Japan holiday, which is a good point. But
Oh, well, maybe she could take you.
yeah,
Because
true.
yeah.
We could
And
go together.
I know exactly the feeling of holiday. I went on holiday once and somebody asked me to do an interview.
Oh,
and
did
it was
you
like
do it?
I did. It was on like the 3rd day of the holiday, and it ruined the entire holiday. I managed to do it virtually, and then the whole holiday I was worried about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't get it in the end. So
Oh, you didn't?
maybe well you did. So you done better than me. It's not bad.
I don't know. I mean, you did say I was the 4th choice. So.
That was a joke. I can genuinely tell you that when Lee, however she was missing trains and all that, when she came off the phone, she was very much like we've. I think her and Rebecca were like, we found this amazing guy, and I'm going, where is he?
He's just making that up.
That's legit. So were you always coming to Scotland then? Were you coming here if you hadn't got the job here? Was this like destination planned? When you because you were traveling, yeah.
Yeah, I did want to live in Glasgow
Yep.
because I visited it and like quite liked it, and
Okay.
like I was specifically applying for jobs here, and yeah, I guess the stars lined up for once. Yeah.
Well, by the time this podcast goes out, right, it's going to go out between Christmas and New Year. So what will have happened in that time is that you will have received your Secret Santa gift.
Yeah.
Melly's been quite specific with the Secret Santa gift from the moment that we put Secret Santa as like put your names in the hat. What have you been specific about?
So Stephen's a bit of a rebel because like the arrangement is that everyone needs to create a wish list so that they're only given things that they actually want. But Stephen thinks that that beats the purpose of like it being a secret.
No, I don't think Stephen thinks this is polarizing. This is like down the middle. If we had a vote on this podcast, I would say, if you're Secret Santa, right, you're just meant to go like, all right, okay, I've got somebody that I don't know. I'm going to really try and work it out. And then you need to ask secret questions and find out, do a bit of investigation. But Melly's like, please stick to the list. Please stick to the list, guys.
And if anyone who doesn't have a wish list will get a book.
Okay.
You've been warned.
Well, I think I don't know who you've got, but I think you've got me. I think that's you telling me this on camera. By the time again this comes out, we'll know.
Yeah.
And by the time this comes out, I hope you get a nice book from your list.
I hope so.
Because if I got you and I've not, I would be getting you socks. Thank you very much for your time, Melly. Have a good 2025. Look forward to working with you next year.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I am joined with Saoirse
Hiya.
and Sophie.
Hello.
Sounds like a girl band, really.
Saoirse and Sophie.
Sophie.
Saoirse and Sophie.
Did. How have you been this past year? Brilliant. Oh, absolutely brilliant. You too? Exact same?
It's been great.
Okay. How long have you been with the company now?
I'll be a year in January.
Are you in January?
Yeah.
That feels like 10. How long have you been here?
About 20. I'm joking.
20.
2.5.
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
I've worked with both of you now at different events throughout, you throughout this year.
Mhm.
In fact, we bookended the year with events really because we started Perform Island.
Yeah, that was my first.
As you passed, and that was in February.
Yeah, I was a month in.
Month in, straight to
Straight
events.
in.
And then you just done one. This was that a month out. You leave in a month. I just bookending.
Yeah,
the month.
this is like
and you heard it here
one
first.
dance event each, and
One
then
dance event each. You've been at 2.
This year.
You were at Move It
Move It.
and Musical Con. In fact, you
I
both
was
done
there as
Musical
well.
Con.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, so you've done 3.
Here, I was at the Blackpool Cup as well.
So, geez, that's 4.
I feel like I've been more places.
Really? You telling anybody you're going? You just going there because
I feel like I've been.
Yeah, your wee
somewhere
secret
else.
trips
you
don't
secret
count.
trips away.
Secret trips.
You secret trips. See clients and customers.
I've been somewhere else.
I'm on a client call.
Maybe not.
These guys are in the sales team, as a lot of people know. So you are the first port of call, or second port of call. Once this lead's been generated, they give you a phone, or you give them a phone. It would be great if they phoned you. What has been a good highlight of the year for you in your role?
Probably like the podcast I did with.
I thought you meant no.
No.
Right,
Oh, sorry, not the
Okay,
podcast.
no, yeah,
the
of course.
webinar.
Yes, of course.
With Amy.
Yeah, that was good.
And then, Birmingham. And you had been somewhere else.
Birmingham, of course.
The
That-
Birmingham
yeah.
event, Move It, Shake It, that was a highlight.
Yep, that was really good. And the podcast you're talking about was Amy from Dance Concepts.
Yeah.
Who won her Level Up. But
Yeah.
that was really good. No, you done a
Yeah,
really good
that
job
was
there.
a
You were going to give
highlight.
us a run for your money.
Birmingham was a highlight. And also maybe like talking to all of Louise's customers in Mykonos that day.
Every one of your
Yeah.
highlights has involved something that I've planned. That's quite good.
Oh.
There you go. There's a bit of a connection there. Now let's go to this side of the room.
Do you know what? That trip was probably one of my biggest highlights
That was
because
fun.
that was so fun.
It was good fun.
That was
yeah.
so fun.
And I'm amazed we survived.
That was a lot.
Particularly amazed you survived, but that's a story for a different time.
I'm a trooper, honestly.
Okay, then I think I have taken up enough of your time. I can hear that leads are piling up through there. So you need to get on those phones and do exactly what you done there for our 2 really tricky customers we had.
Really tricky.
Really tricky. Have a good 2025.
Thanks.
You too,
You too, Stephen.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Well, I think there's only one thing left to do that I really want to use this prop for. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Yes. 2024, it's a wrap.